Imagine a 38-year-old dude who buys the latest top-of-the-line virtual reality game. It's one of those open-world games where you feel freer than a bird in flight. Now he can be a young buck again and do all those things he can't do in real life. He names his avatar Earth and customizes it to look younger with that eternal black hair. Yeah, he seems like a side character from a TV show, but that's what he's going for. He tells us that he's just an office worker and can only play 2 or 3 hours a day. He doesn't want any complications, so he'll mostly play solo. Now he's choosing skills, and to not draw attention, he goes for the least popular ones. With such basic skills, no one will surely approach him and he'll be able to play in peace. It's like when I play MK1 online and get my butt kicked because there are people who seem to live in the game. Of all the skills he chose, they're honestly pretty weak. He ended up as an archer because, well, there wasn't much else. Potions sell for $2 for $1 in this game, so his medical skill is almost like having an umbrella in the desert. He doesn't have the special flair for the kicks he knows, so he won't be knocking anyone down with them. His stealth skill, yeah, it makes you invisible, but it drains a ton of energy, and if you get caught. Increasing his physical stats sounds great, but the bonuses are so small, you might as well not even mention them. But hey, let's not forget, he's choosing all this to have some fun and avoid those intense players. When he logs in, he tells us the game is called One More Free Life Online, so it gives you an extra life to enjoy however you want. There are no epic missions to take down mega powerful bosses, so you decide if you want to be a fighter or a master craftsman. Dude, in this game you can chat with other players and make a ton of friends. You can just do whatever the heck you want. Today is our main guy's first day logging in. There are some pro players around, and sure enough, no other noob picked to be an archer. Suddenly some tool with flashy golden armor starts heckling him for only having a bow. Great start. The guy tells him archers are useless scrubs and warns him to stay out of his way. Looks like archers aren't the cool kids here. Maybe he should have picked a less lame class, but oh well, too late now. He decides to head to the training grounds to work on his sucky archery skills. He realizes it's not as easy as it looks in movies. After a bunch of embarrassing missed shots, he finally hits one, and his archery skill levels up to a whopping level 5. Then he practices his wind magic, and also improves his fighting abilities a tiny bit. After all that training, he's feeling slightly more confident and ready to noob it up on some adventures. But when he gets to the field, there's a bunch of players duking it out. Doesn't look like he'll get to join the action today, so he decides to gather some herbs instead. He uses his special zoom-in skill, and when he picks one, notices it has no label. Weird, right? He heads back to town to investigate and can't identify it at first, even after multiple tries. His medicine skill finally levels up a bit and he discovers it's a dangerous herb. Eating it would make you stop breathing instantly. He wonders why the game devs included something so risky this early on. He then goes to a potion shop and buys gear to make medicines. Now he shows us how to make a healing potion. Grind up the herb, soak it in water, heat it up, and voila! The potion is ready to use. His medicine skill is now at level 7, and he's leveled up some other skills too. He says once you craft something in-game, you can make more of the same thing in batches. The quality isn't as good, but it's way faster. He plans to make more potions and antidotes for tomorrow, so he also whips up a basic antidote. Okay, bro, it's time to go hunting. It seems everything has calmed down and no one will be busting his chops about which monster to fight. Suddenly, a horned rabbit comes out of nowhere. He knows with the bow he's not very quick, so he has one shot to not miss. But the little bunny is more cunning and goes for him. The guy shoots an arrow at the rabbit's paw, but the little one is resilient. So what does he do? He gives it a flying kick. Looks like his kicks are better than his aim. Out of nowhere, a guy starts cracking up. What's going on? He asks, and the redhead says it's the first time he's heard a rabbit make that sound. Are you a comedian or what? The girl apologizes. The fiery-haired guy seems cool. His name is Zue, and his friend is Millie. Seeing his fighting style, they want to be friends in the game. He accepts, and they joke about being the comedic duo of the century. They make plans to meet up, and after a while, he thinks he should improve his strategy. He stealthily approaches the horned rabbit, and with his wind technique, defeats it. He remembers something called the stealth candle. It could be his ace up his sleeve. He appears behind his enemy and with an epic arrow shot, defeats it. He feels like in a hero movie. But oh well, after a while, he decides that's enough for today. Although he knows the hardcore will keep playing, he has responsibilities the next day. So it's time to rest. The next day, we see him munching on some bread, which, let's be real, tastes like cardboard. What the NPCs sell isn't exactly gourmet. If he's spending coins, he wants some flavor. So later, he scores some cooking spices. It's chef mode time. First, he tries frying up some meat, sprinkling a bit of salt and pepper. It's his first rabbit steak. Upon tasting, it's rock hard, rating it a weak 2 out of 10. Time for plan B. He slices it up, cooks it properly, and tosses in some herbs to mellow out the meaty taste. Bingo! It's way tastier, nailing a 5 out of 10. But he's aiming for top chef scores. This time he slow cooks it before frying. As he's cooking away in a corner, folks start sniffing the delicious aroma. They're like, who's cooking that heavenly meat? Once he serves his herb-infused steak, he gets a 7 out of 10. Now he's feeling it. But some hangry folks confront him. Dude, you can't cook that and not share. Spotting the trouble, he's like, 100 coins per steak, folks. That's like 20 times the NPC bread price. No way they're buying, he thinks. But guess what? They're all in. His afternoon turns into a cooking marathon, but he skyrockets his cooking level to 20 and unlocks fast cooking skills. That speed boost gets him out of the kitchen quicker. The next day, he's set on crafting his own bow. Since no one's into bows, stores don't stock them. He starts simple, just wood, sanding it down, adding a grip, and finally stringing it. A beginner wooden bow scoring a 3 out of 10 with a +4 attack, a step up from his first one. But he's got more ideas, like combining 3 wood pieces, 2 harder materials, and 1 flexible bit. Sanding them to fit perfectly, he crafts a compound wooden bow. Boom! 12 attack points, an upgrade. Now he just needs armor. With his cooking cash, he grabs one and checks his stats. He's doing good, but realizes he blew a lot of coins on that armor. To refill his wallet, he lists his great potion prototype for a taste test sale. In the hunting field, he spots a wolf, a spider, and another weird monster. He'll go for that wolf first, makes use of stealth, and then pounces to finish it off quickly. With his new bow, it's much easier. He takes out another wolf using a kick, and then his wind juice to finish off the spider. Finally, he summons something sharp to defeat the last one, and in front sees all he has collected. His abilities leveled up. Well, he already has many items and is running out of arrows, so it's time to head home. Though the excitement only lasted a moment, as shortly after a new brutal mechanic attacked everyone. The next day, people desperately cry out for healing potions. He wonders what's going on. Can't they buy potions from the NPCs? He calls the redhead and tells him he came across many people near his house begging for potions like crazy. What's happening? The redhead explains the NPCs are running out of potions, especially bad for him. Those potions he was selling will now start asking him for them. He realizes it's true, so his redheaded friend says he'll come help him out. People keep pleading for him to please give them potions. Now they'll start asking him. He sees his friend was right, so his buddy says he'll come over to help. Folks continue begging him for potions. He knows there are too many, so he'll limit the amounts they can buy. Each potion will cost 40 coins, and they can't buy more than 5 per person. Then everyone agrees. Later, he went to check the potion requests, and some were insulting him for taking so long, so his friends came to help. The redhead took charge of staff, and the girl handled money, so he could focus just on making potions. Since people thought potion making was a useless skill, no one learned it. But he doesn't want them upset for lacking potions, so it's his skill to churn them out until he inevitably runs out of more healing herbs. He tells the others he's out of herbs. These will be the last healing potions for today. Out of nowhere, the dude with the golden armor yells, "Hey, loser!" It's that cocky guy with the shiny suit, demanding he hand over all the potions he has, promising to put them to good use. But our hero snaps back that the potions he has are for the folks who waited in line. Golden Boy doesn't like that response and, bully style, tries to attack him. But the redhead jumps in, saying, "Leave him alone, man." The guy brushes him aside with a swipe and issues a threat about what happens when you don't obey him. Our hero tells him he's playing with fire and should be careful not to piss off the people waiting. Our hero tells him he's playing with fire and should be careful not to piss off the people waiting. Imagine if the NPCs didn't sell weapons or armor, like with the potions. You'd need more crafters, so maybe you should think about being more friendly. If you fight everyone, you'll end up with nothing. Golden Boy, ego hurt, spits out, "Who do you think you are telling me that?" And glancing at his stats, gets ready to fight. But the redhead warns that messing with him is a bad idea. Our hero, however, doesn't back down and says, "Take it easy, I won't let this guy get his way." He accepts the challenge and they head to a battle arena. Golden Boy, sure of his victory, shows an arrogant smile. Perfect, our hero thinks, I'll use that against him. The guy tries to land a blow with his giant sword, but our hero quick dodges and plants a knee in his face, then whips out his bow and shoots an arrow. The Golden Boy is confused. How can he fight hand to hand and with a bow so well? But he has no time to think because another arrow takes him down. Victory for our hero. His buddies run up, relieved, while spectators cheer.